Today I'm going to talk about how to get over a reading slump, and especially for toddler moms and new moms. The reason why I specify is because I'm not referring to a slump that is to do with lack of interest in reading. I'm really referring to the slump where you want to read. You are absolutely interested in picking up a book and reading, but due to lack of sleep, due to exhaustion, and umpteen things that a new mom has to do, you're not able to find the motivation to go on. So I really want to help women like me who've been struggling to find time and motivation to read, and hopefully, if some of these steps are not something you've already tried before, maybe this will help you. Tip number 1, carry your book everywhere you go. Now, this does not mean carry your book in your bag everywhere to go. Obviously, duh. I'm assuming you do that already. This is about carrying your book everywhere around the house. This might sound really stupid at first, but hear me out. I'll give you an example. I work from home sometimes, and I have back-to-back work meetings. And like between two work meetings, say I get like a 5 or a 10 minute breather. I just like to relax because I know that I can't pick up any new work task and finish it within those 5 or 10 minutes. So I usually just like to sit back and relax. Now, if this means drink some water, close my eyes and just relax, great. But usually what it means is I pick up my phone and start scrolling. Now, if I see the book on the side there, instead of my phone, I'm likely to pick up the book and read, say, 5 pages or 10 pages, whatever I'm able to in those 5 or 10 minutes. Again, I'm assuming that you really want to read and you really want to progress in that novel that you've started. So you can use these 5-minute breather breaks in between office work or even between household chores. You would like to pick up a book and entertain yourself instead of going for the phone. Tip number 2, pick up a genre that will make you think about it when you're not reading. Like I mentioned in my previous video, The Silent Patient was my introduction to the world of thriller books, right? Why I picked that up is I thought that that would help me want to get back every time I got busy with something else. And it worked. I would get so busy with my child, with household chores, with my office work. I would constantly think about what would happen in the plot next because I was so invested in that book that even if I would get like a 10-minute break or just a breather, like I said, I would go back to it because of wanting to know what happens next. So it could be a thriller or a murder mystery for you, or it could be a romance novel for you where you're invested in the characters and you want to know whether they end up together or not. It could be any genre, but pick up a genre that is going to keep you thinking about it when you're not reading. Tip number 3. This might sound really obvious, but try to pick up books that are small in size. I'm not saying that larger books are not appealing. I love good big novels. I do often read novels that go over 500, 600 pages. But here we are trying to cater to get over reading slump, right? So I would suggest that to start with, to get yourself interested in reading again, pick up smaller books, say around 100, 150 pages. Now, how does this help? What happens usually with a reader is when you reach towards the end of a book or end of a story or end of a plot, you get a hit, you get a kick, and you don't want to lose it, and that makes you pick up the next book, right? Because you've enjoyed it so much. Now, if you don't get to the end of a book in a very short time, and the end doesn't seem to be approaching, that could be one of the reasons that is putting you off. So if you are one of those who wants to finish the book and feel the kick of it, that I finished the plot and get to the end of it to know what happens in the end, maybe start with smaller books. I'll leave some recommendations of 100, 150 pager books in the description. Now, tip number 4. If you are a toddler mom, and you're trying to get your child to read, to get interested in reading, like I am, what you could do is introduce something called as reading time together. Now, of course, that does not mean that they sit and they read on their own, you sit and you read on your own. Of course, that's not going to mean that the child is going to want you to constantly look in his or her book and explain what's happening in the pictures. Do that. But at the same time, if you have your novel open with you, also read your own book. Yes, it can be hectic, but this is how I have found time to read. A child will not sit in the place for more than 10 minutes. I know they want constant change of activity, change of books. Let them do that. But you at least get those 5-10 minutes with them in one place You get to entertain them as well as get to finish say 5 or 10 pages of your book and you progress in your story. So this is something that has helped me personally. So you could try and let me know if it helps you. Tip number 5. Again, this is probably something most of us already do. But what I have found useful is mandatorily giving 15 minutes to the book I'm reading before I go to sleep. Yes, sometimes I'm very exhausted and sleep deprived and all I want to do is just crash and close my eyes. But I've noticed that if I put 10 or 15 minutes to read the book that I'm reading and progress in the story, gives me peace, feels really nice. And of course I get through a few pages of reading. So those were my tips to get over the reading slump that I got over after 2 years postpartum. I really hope that this helps some of you, any one of you. If it helps you guys, it will be great if you can leave some feedback and let me know if it's been helpful. If there are any tips that you may have or I haven't used myself, please leave them in the comments below and I'll see you in the next video.